So, interesting headline here about Ferrari and Todt. Now, Todt, of course, used to be the president of the FIA, but before that, he was the team principal of Ferrari for a long, long time. I think all the way from the early 90s to the late 2010s. He was instrumental in bringing Michael Schumacher to the team in the mid-90s and assembling, really, the dream team that absolutely dominated Formula One in the first half of the first decade of the 21st century, between 2000 and 2004. Well, actually, we're going all the way back to 99 as well. They won the Constructors then too, but consecutive driver and Constructors championships in the early 2000s. 5 years in a row with Michael Schumacher. A record that was only beaten, of course, with Mercedes in recent times. But apparently Ferrari have cut off contact with their former team boss. Strange. Let's have a look at this, guys. Article on the F1Chronicle.com as always. Todt has revealed that he no longer has any contact with his former Formula One employer, Ferrari. The Frenchman, who is now 78 years of age, entered F1 in the early 1990s to head the then ailing Maranello-based Marquis. He then completed his time in the sport as FIA president until 2021, when you-know-who took over. Since Todt left Ferrari completely in 2008, the iconic outfit has been headed by Stefano Domenicali, Marco Mattiacci, Maurizio Arrivabene, Mattia Binotto, and current boss Fred Vasseur. Since I left, I have heard from some members of the team, Todt revealed in an interview with Italian newspaper, La Gazzetta dello Sport there, La Repubblica. I'm not used to saying that during these readouts, but a different one this time. But since I left the FIA, I have never had contact with Ferrari again. I have to say that this leaves me a little stunned, considering how much time I have devoted to this incredible company and how many results we achieved together, he admitted. When I arrived in 1993, it was a castle in ruins. That's a very good way of putting it. Some of the designers were working in England, and when we had a wind tunnel that was outdated and almost unusable, but slowly we managed to create a real gem. Indeed, in the Todt reign, Michael Schumacher won 5 titles and Kimi Raikkonen became Drivers' Champion in 2007. Since then, not a single driver has won the title in red, and also since 2008, they haven't won the Constructors either, of course. Todt credits Schumacher, but also a strong team of managers and engineers for the ultra-successful period. I wouldn't have achieved anything on my own, but I was good at forming a team and keeping these people together for years, forming them into a dream team, he said. The 14 World Championship titles that we won firmly anchored in the history books. It was the most successful period in Ferrari's Formula One history, Todt concluded. Yeah, of course, I mean, think about Ross Brawn, absolutely instrumental in that too. Some fantastic people in that team. Honestly, I mean, I personally say that Ferrari in the early 2000s was more dominant than Mercedes, even in their peak times in Formula One in the mid 2010s, all the way to the very early parts of the 2020s. The 2020 was a very good season for them, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's sad really, because, you know, this is a guy that has done so much for them and there's been no contact with him. He's a legend of Ferrari, you know. You think about some of the people and everything that, you know, he's not a standout as the drivers like Schumacher. He wasn't there as long as the likes of Luca Montezemolo and, of course, Enzo Ferrari, who founded Ferrari back in the day. But, you know, Todt absolutely is a legend of that. You know, he was successful in WRC even before he came to Formula One. Without him, Ferrari would not have become the monster that they were. They would have continued to languish in midfield mediocrity, something that you could argue they're doing again now. I mean, yes, they're getting better for sure, and they were close to winning the Constructors again, but unless you're top, unless you're winning everything, that's not good for Ferrari. Anything other than first is failure in their eyes, because that's how good they were, and that's how good they want to be again. So it remains to be seen if anybody else is going to be able to get that. Can Fred Vasseur do that this year? Yeah, sure, Ferrari looking really good, but they haven't done it yet. That's my point. It's been a very long time, and no one's done it since Todt did. So yeah, strange. It makes you think that he's annoyed someone somewhere, or his time as FIA president has annoyed Ferrari in some way. Very odd for sure. But yeah, what are your memories of Todt in Formula One? For me, he was just always that guy on the pit wall with the stopwatch. That's just how I remember him. Always there, very quiet, didn't really used to say too much, but when he said something, you listened, and that is in complete contrast to the guy that we have running the FIA now, where when he says something, you ignore him because it's just usually not very helpful. But anyway, those are my thoughts, guys, on that. But yeah, for much more news and opinions here on the world of Formula One, of course, keep it tuned to the F1Chronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, and we'll see you very soon for some more content right here, guys. Have a great day. Take care.